100 with you guys. Yeah, normally when I make these videos, I'm giving it to you first take. Yeah, first take like Stephen A. Smith. This is my fourth take, bro. Fourth take. I'm out here taking four like Mia Khalifa, bro. You know, like that. I'm out here taking four like Jenna Jameson, and so that's the dedication to the cause. I want to make sure we're putting out that quality. I don't want to be putting out that Blue Monday can't really be jacked, but bullshit. I'm out here trying to give you that high quality energy on a freezing cold Monday in January. So Yard Beterbiev is going down January 28th, Wembley Arena. Wembley Arena needs a spruce up. I'm really hoping that I'm going to see it, and it's kind of had a little bit of a lick of paint, or yeah, I mean, had something done to it. I think last time I was there to see Chris Rock, probably 4 years ago now. It felt like a school hall, man. Honestly, I felt like I was going into school hall to watch Chris Rock. So hopefully they've done something with the place and brought it up to scratch. But big fight, exciting fight, two massive punches, incredible knockout ratios. Beterbiev, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't checked, but I think he's won all of his fights by knockout. He's probably in the 16, 17-0 range at this point. Matter of fact, let's check. So Beterbiev record. Okay, yeah, 80 close. 18-0, 18 knockouts. I'm pretty sure that Yard, he's probably in the sort of 22 to 24 and 2 kind of record. Lost them two fights, one to Kovalev in Russia and the other one to Lyndon Arthur in the first fight. Obviously avenged that with a knockout. Yeah, again, I was close, 23 and 2. And I think all but one of those 23 wins have been by knockout as well. So you got two massive punches, and somebody gonna get knocked the fuck out. And I think the keys to victory from a Yard perspective, obviously the British fighter, I hope he wins. There's some massive fights to make it light heavyweight against the likes of Joshua Buatsi, against the likes of Callum Smith. And I think for him, the key is going to be he has to throw down and throw down early. Yeah. Yard, he hasn't got a great engine, very heavy set, muscular, explosive fighter, difficult to do the full 12 rounds. But the keys to victory are he has to let go his long punches, right? Yard's advantage in the fight is his jab, his 1-2, his straight right hand, right? I think those are actually superior to Beterbiev. And if he can keep it out of range, right, and or keep it to Yard's long range where he can let those big explosive leverage shots go, yeah, maybe he can get him out of there in 5, 6 rounds. But from Beterbiev's point of view, and the list is, to be frank, somewhat longer in terms of what he does best, is that Beterbiev is a real wrecking machine when he gets into close range, right? So if he can get into close to medium range, he's very good at throwing these unexpected shots, these diagonal shots and cross arm shots. So if you look at the way Beterbiev throws his uppercuts, the way he throws his hooks, the way he throws his body shots, it's very difficult to see which one is coming because he's able to improvise on the fly. And so if he gets inside on you, you don't really know, what shot is coming your way. He can really bust you up. And he does have intelligent footwork in terms of being able to get inside on people. You saw that most recently against Joe Smith Jr. But, he's also done it. If you look at Beterbiev's record, right? I don't know how to pronounce the Polish name, but Glowowdik in the unification fight, then beating Marcus Brown. Marcus Brown accomplished light heavyweight, even though at the time he was coming off a knockout win against his missus. And then, even going back before that, Callum Johnson, getting off the deck to smash Callum Johnson to pieces. Also got a big win over Joe Smith Jr. as well. Beterbiev's record is a stellar one. 18 fights, 18 knockouts. You don't want to let Beterbiev get inside on you, right? I don't know whether it's Beterbiev or Beterbiev. I don't really speak any Russian, but he's a bad motherfucker. How about that? Yeah, you don't want this guy getting on side on you. You don't want him, closing you down, walking you down. So Yard really needs to sting him early and say, yo, you want to keep it at a distance. And actually, from Yard's point of view, the more offensive he can be is actually his best form of defense to keep this guy off you. Um, so the other key to victory for me is and we've just kind of spoken about this with Chris Eubank and Roy Jones. Andy Yard needs to let go of this fucking fantasy that he's Floyd Mayweather, right? And to be fair, I don't even blame Yard for that. I blame his trainer Tunde. Yeah, Tunde needs to let go of trying to teach Yard the shoulder roll and like all of that Mayweather BS. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not BS if you've been schooled in that from the beginning and you've had your whole boxing education in Philly or Michigan or the Midwest in general, right? If you if you're James Toney, you're Bernard Hopkins, if you're Floyd Mayweather, no problem, right? You can fight in that whole Midwest, Philly shell kind of style. But if you're from East London and you're just doing it because your trainer's a fan, that shit is a terrible idea. And for Yard, I feel like we've seen that. Yeah, we've seen over and over again that Yard actually fights better when he gets tired. And that might seem like somewhat of an oxymoron. Like, why would a fighter be fighting better when he's tired? And the answer is because he's too tired to remember this BS. Now he has to fight as himself. He has to fight as Anthony Yard. And Anthony Yard is a much better fighter than, this kind of poor man's Floyd Mayweather. And so, that's going to be the keys to victory for Yard. He needs to do what he did in the rematch against Lyndon Arthur. Obviously, he dropped the decision in the first fight. He had a lot going on, I mean, with fighters, anytime they lose, it kind of seems like excuses. But I think like, you can kind of, in Yard's case, make a case. He lost, I think, 4 family members to COVID that year. He had been very inactive and dropped the decision, but came back and looked like he had made that adjustment, had his hands down low, was fighting off his instinct and his reflexes. And I think that Yard is very much an instinctive fighter. When he trusts himself and trusts himself with the low hands and commits to his power shots, I think that's when he's a dangerous fighter. But when he's trying to do the shoulder roll and all this kind of BS that, like he's been indoctrinated to do and way too late in his boxing education, that's when you end up wasting energy. It takes so much energy to pretend to be somebody you're not, especially in the boxing ring. So that's going to be the keys to victory. Can Yard, keep loose, keep his hands low, fight off instinct, fight off reflex, and gamble, throw down. Yeah, if you get knocked out, you get knocked out. It's the safest place for you to be. If you if you're gonna get in the ring with Beterbiev, which isn't a particularly safe place to be to begin with, right? The best way to defend yourself is to put it on him. Yeah. But if you try and jab him around and try and win the decision, that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna run out of energy, or he's gonna walk you down, bust you up with those diagonal shots that you don't see coming, yeah, and get you out of there. So exciting fight. This is not a formal prediction. I think I'll probably make that closer to the fight where I've had a chance to see, some of the workouts and how they look in the weigh-in. But, when the fight was announced, I felt Beterbiev, just because Yard, you can't jump levels. Aside from all the things that we've said from a technical point of view, you can't jump levels. Yard, he's been going from fighting guys at British level, at not even fringe world level, really just British level, and a couple of European level guys, and then he wants to go straight in with Kovalev. He got found out, yeah. And now, really, who has he fought to give him that kind of experience and standing that, okay, now I can step up against a guy like Beterbiev? It's a strange strategy that you see with these Frank Warren fighters. They fight absolutely nobodies, then they step up to the top level. Hopefully you can get him out there, set up some huge fights with the likes of, Joshua Buatsi, Callum Smith. But at the moment, I think you'd probably have to have Beterbiev as the favorite. We'll see how they look during fight week. We'll see how the verbals go, and we'll make another video closer to the time, of course, and maybe even one on fight night, just before we head into the arena. I hope you guys enjoy this. Peace.